Hello everyone, and welcome to Behind the Bulletin. We're glad to have you with us today. In this episode, we'll be diving into a story that has captured widespread attention online, the 5 reasons behind Michelle Chen and Chen Xiao's divorce. As revealed on social media, what really happened behind the scenes? And why did this once admired relationship come to an end? Stay with us and watch till the end to uncover the full story, starting right now. The night the news broke, it didn't arrive with a press conference or a carefully worded statement. It exploded. One moment, social media feeds were filled with ordinary updates, and the next, a single post, brief, ambiguous, yet devastating, set off a digital earthquake. The names Michelle Chen and Chen Xiao, once synonymous with romance, devotion, and fairy tale love, suddenly became the center of a storm no one saw coming. For years, their relationship had been framed as a modern legend. Fans remembered the way they met on set, the shy glances, behind-the-scenes photos that seemed to glow with warmth. The wedding had been celebrated not just as a celebrity event, but as proof that love could survive fame. Illusion shattered in seconds. Screens refreshed endlessly. Comments multiplied faster than they could be read. Shock turned into disbelief. Disbelief into suspicion. People weren't just asking what happened, they were demanding why. And as the hours passed, hints of speculation began to line into what many online believed were the 5 reasons behind the collapse of their marriage. The first theory struck hard because of its emotional weight, the gradual emotional distance. Social media users quickly pulled up old interviews, past public appearances, recent silences. Fans noticed how Michelle and Chen Xiao had stopped appearing together. How smiles once effortless now seemed rehearsed. Viral posts dissected body language frame by frame, claiming the warmth had vanished long before the announcement. The idea that love didn't end suddenly, but faded slowly and painfully, hit many followers close to home. Then came the second reason, career pressure and diverging paths. As screenshots circulated, netizens pointed out how both stars were pulled in opposite professional directions. Michelle's projects leaned toward one market, Chen Xiao's toward another. Rumors spread that long separations became the norm, not the exception. Online commentators painted a picture of 2 people chasing success while quietly drifting apart, their ambitions clashing instead of aligning. Tension escalated when the third reason surfaced, communication breakdowns magnified by public scrutiny. Allegedly, every disagreement became a headline. Every silence a scandal. Anonymous accounts claimed that misunderstandings were no longer private moments but public spectacles. The pressure of living under constant observation, fans speculated, may have turned small cracks into irreversible fractures. As midnight passed, emotions online intensified. Supporters split into camps. Some defended Michelle, others Chen Xiao. They mourned the loss of what they thought was a perfect love story. Yet the most unsettling part was still to come. Theories grew darker, more dramatic, more shocking. The narrative was no longer about love lost, it was about secrets, sacrifices, and the heavy price of living a life watched by millions. When it seemed the story couldn't grow more intense, new claims began to surface, pushing the drama beyond heartbreak and into controversy. Internet wasn't done digging. Not even close. As dawn broke, the online conversation reached a fever pitch. The fourth reason emerged like a spark dropped into gasoline, conflicting personal values and expectations. Social media commentators claimed that behind the polished public image were 2 individuals who wanted very different futures. Posts speculated about disagreements over lifestyle, priorities, and the meaning of family. While none of this was confirmed, the sheer volume of discussion gave these theories a life of their own, transforming whispers into perceived truths. What made this phase especially intense was how personal it felt to the audience. People projected their own experiences onto the couple, turning speculation into emotional testimony. I've seen this before. One viral comment read, "Love isn't enough when visions of life don't match." Such statements fueled the belief that their separation was inevitable, not sudden, a slow-burning conflict hidden behind red carpets and smiling photographs. Then came the 5th and most explosive reason, the overwhelming influence of public opinion itself. Ironically, the same fans who once celebrated their love were now dissecting its demise. Some posts suggested that relentless judgment, comparisons, and expectations created unbearable pressure. Every move was analyzed, every word interpreted. According to online narratives, the marriage didn't just fail between two people, it collapsed under the weight of millions of eyes. As these 5 reasons circulated, the tone of the conversation shifted from shock to grim acceptance. Clips resurfaced, now reinterpreted with heartbreaking irony. Moments once seen as romantic were reframed as forced. Silence became evidence. Smiles became masks. Social media turned into a courtroom where everyone was both judge and witness. After the announcement, Michelle Chen and Chen Xiao remained largely silent. That silence spoke volumes to the public. Some saw dignity. Others saw confirmation. Lack of detailed explanation only intensified speculation, allowing imagination to fill the gaps with dramatic conclusions. The story grew bigger than the people at its center, morphing into a cautionary tale about love, fame, and the dangers of living a private life in a public arena. In the aftermath, emotions lingered. Fans expressed sadness, anger, disappointment, not just toward the couple. The idea that fairy tales could end so abruptly. Divorce wasn't just news, it was a collective emotional experience, unfolding in real time across screens worldwide. And what made this story so gripping wasn't just the rumored reasons behind the split. It was the way social media transformed a deeply personal moment into a global spectacle. Love was celebrated, questioned, dismantled, and mourned, all in the same digital space. As the feeds finally slowed and the headlines faded, one truth remained painfully clear: behind every viral story are real people. And behind every shocking revelation is a silence we may never fully understand. Just when the public thought the story had reached its emotional limit, a new wave of discussion surged across social media, darker and more intense than before. This phase was no longer about what went wrong, but what was never seen. Online users began revisiting the timeline with almost obsessive precision. Dates were highlighted, posts compared, captions scrutinized word by word. Single deleted photo became a symbol of loss. Missed birthday greeting ignited hours of debate. People claimed that the warning signs had been there all along, in plain sight, ignored because everyone wanted to believe in a happy ending. Truly escalated the tension was the idea of silent endurance. Many believed that the marriage did not collapse in chaos, but in exhaustion. Theories suggested long nights of unspoken disappointment, moments where words were swallowed instead of spoken, emotions buried under responsibility and public expectation. Social media painted a haunting picture of two people living parallel lives under the same spotlight, slowly losing the ability to reach each other. Emotions ran high. Empathy began to mix with accusation. Some voices questioned whether love can truly survive when it becomes a performance. Others argued that no relationship should be judged by strangers. Yet the debate itself became unstoppable. Comment fed the next, creating an endless loop of interpretation and reinterpretation. Shocked many was how quickly admiration turned into analysis. Fans who once defended the couple now dissected their every move with surgical intensity. The love story they had helped build was now being dismantled piece by the same crowd that once celebrated it. The internet had transformed from a witness into a force of pressure, relentless, unforgiving, and impossible to escape. In the days that followed, a strange quiet settled in. Headlines slowed. Discussions became less explosive, more reflective. The shock gave way to deeper realization: this was not just a celebrity divorce. It was a mirror held up to modern relationships in the age of social media. Where love is visible, documented, judged in real time, the most haunting aspect of all was the unanswered questions. No final explanation. No dramatic confrontation. Just an ending announced in a few lines, leaving the world to imagine the rest. And perhaps that uncertainty is what made the story linger. Not the reasons themselves, but the silence surrounding them. As the digital noise faded, one truth remained undeniable: behind every trending topic is a human story, complex and fragile. Michelle Chen and Chen Xiao's divorce, revealed and reshaped by social media, became a powerful reminder that even the most admired love stories can unravel quietly, long before the world notices. And while the internet moves on to the next headline, echoes of this story remain, lingering in the uncomfortable space between what we see online and what truly happens behind closed doors. In the end, the story of Michelle Chen and Chen Xiao is not just about a divorce or the 5 reasons endlessly discussed on social media. It is a powerful reminder of how fragile love can be when placed under constant scrutiny. expectation, and pressure. What began as a beautiful love story slowly transformed into a public narrative shaped by speculation, emotion, and silence. Truth may never be fully known, but what remains clear is that behind every headline are real people carrying real pain, far beyond what screens can show. The noise of social media fades and new stories take its place. This chapter serves as a sobering reflection on fame, relationships, and the cost of living life in the public eye. Sometimes, the most shocking stories are not defined by dramatic revelations, but by what is left unsaid. Thank you for watching and staying with us until the very end. Truly appreciate your time, your attention, and your support for Behind the Bulletin. If you found this story insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more in-depth stories and exclusive perspectives. Until next time, thank you for being part of our journey.